Hi guys, it's Sam from Fluid Social featuring Project Tusk and old Necker Island in the background. There he is.
Necker, Branson's finest, he is. Branson's finest.
And yeah, so we just wanted to drop you guys a quick message and say that we're in Rio de Janeiro now. We've got some clients here. Carnival's not officially going ahead, but we've basically got a standing carnival. So there's loads of people about. Last night was basically Rio Carnival, wasn't it?
Mate, first of all, it's great to see you again because we actually haven't seen each other since London. And we haven't recorded a video, I don't think, since Budfall or something. I mean, we did
It's been about a year and a half, right?
Our last one was going up to girls and swapping the names around on things, so saying nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
and stuff like that.
A pencil topper, something about that.
You're the most beautiful pencil topper I've ever seen. But no, first of all, it's great to be back with you in Rio.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you thriving here because you came in and now you've kind of really found your feet here. You've got a really strong social circle, which it's something that's probably not talked about in this whole day game thing because people that kind of follow our stuff will take that nomadic route of jetting around. It's one thing when you meet like a girl and you hook up with her, but it's actually another thing that I get a lot of questions from guys on, which will be super helpful. I mean, I'm sure guys will send emails and you can answer, but building that social circle and actually having a cool group of guys to hang around with is super important because you can't just be the guy charging around approaching women with no base, no power base.
No HQ is how I think about it. So yeah, I'm always going to love the traveling. I'm always going to continue to be traveling. But right now it's about setting up a sort of base in a different country. So for me, it's London and Rio de Janeiro. And now I've got my network here. I've got my friends, playing sport with friends, going out with friends. Got my clients, and there's always people coming out with clients, like just friends helping out.
Right.
So it's really good here. But yeah, right now it's amazing. The streets, the bars, these past couple of days are.
It's been incredible. Like coming in, I came from Mexico, Oaxaca, which was pretty chilled actually in comparison, and coming into here was like a baptism of fire. I mean, I felt the vibe getting kind of hot and heavy about 8 p.m. Then 9, 10. It was absolute wall-to-wall stunners. Like honestly, the quality is only comparable really to somewhere like Belgrade or Odessa, but not in the quantity they're here. And also the other thing to bear in mind is so you've got the quality here. I always think Venezuelans and Brazilians are probably the hottest in South America, but then you've got to factor in that Brazilians are super friendly. Yeah, they really want to meet foreign people, and the whole vibe, the whole culture is based around being social. So it's like you've got those two factors there. Rio. I'd say it's the best place in the world for this full stop if you're trying to learn because it's so easy to get into a conversation. It's not a big deal. Everyone's talking to everyone. But yeah, right now I'd say, obviously me and Sam are available for coaching for next month. We've got 2 or 3 clients here, but if you can get PCR tests and get in here, you won't be disappointed. We're going to get some footage over the next few weeks just to show you what's up. And that will really describe it because I know it probably sounds a bit, what's the word? Theoretical.
Well, yeah. This is the thing. Like, I keep getting messages from people in England saying how bad are things in Rio. It looks dangerous. The case rates are soaring. And then I go on the beach and everyone is just living easily. And it's like there's this massive dichotomy between what people are saying in Europe and what's actually happening here.
I think what's confusing is you've got, in terms of coronavirus infection rates, you've got the US, right? Yeah. So you've got big periods of lockdown. Now you've got then Mexico, where I was, and then Brazil. But what we've got to factor in is some cities are locked down in Brazil, but there are bastions of hope, like in Mexico, Playa del Carmen being open, Oaxaca being open, where everyone flocks to here, and Rio is one of those.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like you've got Sao Paulo's basically closed down, Minas Gerais is closed down, and so all of the people that can afford to travel to Rio and have that cultural curiosity are coming here. So you've got the best of Rio out and about, and you've got the best of the other states as well. Everyone conglomerating here. But I think probably right now this is the best place in the world to be. If you're looking to party and meet people.
I honestly couldn't believe the level of talent that was out last night. It's outrageous. And these are the sort of women where anywhere else in the world you go up to and expect, rightly so, a bit of a bitchy response. But over here, they are super open. It's the Brazilian way. If you've never experienced Brazilian women, just to kind of rewind back in time, me and Sam came for the first time, well, the second time for me, but the first time for Sam, 5 years ago. Yeah. And I mean, I already loved the place, but you fell in love with it so much, you packed up your belongings and 2 months later you moved here. Yeah. That's how much of an impact it has. You cannot underestimate this place. And you do not need to speak Portuguese. The guys were weird. Sam obviously speaks fluent, which is really helpful because he can kind of do the tour guide thing. He knows people in the city. I can speak basic, but you do not need to be able to speak it at all. You're actually, it's better to work as a filter system by just speaking English. And even you, having speaking fluent Portuguese, you'll aim to speak English. and only switch if they go, oh, no English.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll always go up and talk in English because, one thing about Brazil is that people are culturally curious.
Yeah.
So it's not like England. If people are speaking German, an English person's not going to try and speak German or want to learn it. But here, if they don't speak English, they almost feel like, oh shit, I should be speaking English.
Really? That's how they feel?
Yeah, there's a level of cultural curiosity because everyone hears about London and New York over here.
Right.
And so not being able to speak the language, it's almost like, oh, I'm trying to learn, but I'm shy to speak. And so speaking in English is absolutely fine. If you know a little bit of Portuguese and then you can say a few words, people are going to be really interested because you show that you actually switched on and you're trying to at least adapt to the culture and learn the language a little bit.
That's a really good point. And also where we basically base our operations, Leblon, think of that if you're from New York as Manhattan, or if you're from London, think of that as Mayfair. It's the creme de la creme. It's the most educated, the most beautiful people, sounding Brazilian. But i.e. so they've been, high level of education usually equals, not ironically, not learning Spanish, the surrounding countries, it equals English. Because they want to go to New York, they want to go to London. Yeah,
it's about 70% English here. So you'll go up, you'll talk to people. 70% on a night like last night are going to speak a bit of English, and the people that don't, it just doesn't matter. They'll just say we don't speak English, and you move on to the next one. Grab a couple of friends that speak Portuguese and throw them in. It's very much a wingman, sociable, doesn't really matter, give it a go culture.
So initially we were running a carnival boot camp, right? So maybe we should just spell out to guys that may come out in the next few days or week what to actually expect. Is it going to be, because obviously the blockos and street parties aren't happening. But what's the guy to expect if he comes out and joins us?
So last night was the night where we were basically discovering what this week's going to be like because no one knows. There's no official carnival. There's some talk that the police are going to be shutting down parties and being quite strict. So last night was everybody's sort of test to see whether this week was going to be good and people were going to be partying, or if it would be more locked down and sort of in a tight hold. And basically last night demonstrated that people are going to be out and about.
I've never seen anything like it. Yeah. It was basically like Rio Carnival, but just without a night time. I've never seen anything like it outside Bert Prasser and the area we were.
Yeah, and I've just been to the gym on the beach just today, and it's full of people as well. There's beautiful girls walking on the beach, sitting in the cafes. So, yeah, if you're even considering it, just drop us a message, and we'll tell you exactly where you need to stay, what you need to do. I obviously know the city very well. I'm good friends with a few tour guides here as well. So anything you need, just drop us a message, and obviously, we're going to be available for coaching.
Absolutely, and any questions, get in touch to Sam. And also just to kind of preempt your concerns. So I did what I thought would fail, which is if you're watching this from London, you're a digital nomad and you can travel. What you have to do is not go from London to Brazil. It's not possible. You can't fly direct. You have to go and quarantine for 14 days somewhere else. Where did I go that was open? I went to Mexico, which is pretty good as well. So if you want to go there, Les is available for coaching. Playa del Carmen, he's smashing it over there. But what I did was spend 14 days there, 5 days in Mexico City, and then I flew from Mexico City to Brazil. Initially, they said, you've got a UK passport, you can't come in. But then I basically showed them the regulations on the Brazilian consular website, and they went, oh shit, okay, you can come in. Yeah. The only fact you need to be concerned with is that 72-hour within boarding PCR test. So you have to have a negative PCR test that has been taken within 72 hours of getting on that flight, even if it's a connecting flight, the first flight. So it's not too hard to organise. You've just got to get your shit together. But once you're here, honestly, it's so good to be back. I mean, it's going to be fucking mental.
Yeah. One other thing is that you will need to book another flight out of Rio. So to arrive in Rio, you have to have evidence that you're going to be leaving Rio.
So I use that onward flight thing, which is like $5.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. That's great.
It just comes up with a fake Expedia thing.
Okay.
So we're going back to Mexico.
Okay, that's great. And other than that, if you don't have any reason to be where you are, you should be here. And if you have no reason to go back, I don't think you will, because life is just too good here.
There's zero point. You've got the sun, you've got the sea, you've got all these smoking hot girls. They're so friendly.
And the other thing is that there's quite a few other travellers here, right? There's a few digital nomads. You met some of my guys last night from Germany and Switzerland. And all these guys are smart, intelligent digital nomads as well. So even if you just want to come and build your social network, it's the creme de la creme of people that are travelling here as well. So there's so much good things happening in Rio.
Well, they're sociable single guys, right? And if you're watching this video, you fit into that category. And so the way the world's moving, even if you're not a digital nomad, I mean, I've worked with a lot of people recently in Mexico, they work corporate jobs in New York, but you can reposition yourself. It's only like to New York. I think it's like a 3 hour. I think you're on relatively the same time from Rio. Like 2 hour difference. I think there's a 2 hour time difference New York to Rio, and from London to Rio it's 3 hours. So you can stay here for a length of time. There's no reason not to. As Sam says, we know between us loads of wings here. So if you were to work with us, it's not just you go off and then do your own thing. We put you in touch with a massive fucking group of cool guys. You go out, you smash it with them, you go for drinks with them, hit the gym with them, hit the beach with them. It's building this fucking like cool thing.
Network of guys are going to be traveling around the world as well. When it comes to next year, and you've got some people to go to Ukraine with, you've got some people to go to Greece with. So yeah, we look forward to seeing some of you guys out there. I'll attach our details in the link below, but you guys obviously know I'm admin at fluid.social and
info@jamestusk.com, but also tune in. We're going to do a live stream this Sunday on my channel, so tune in, and we're going to just Sam will just be playing Resonates, but queuing any of your kind of queries about Brazil, how it actually is. We'll have some footage out of then. Hopefully I'll post on my Instagram stories and Facebook of what actually it is, because it's nothing like you expect. And, just to re-sum this up, if you're watching the end of the video, so you skip to the end, Sam's been getting loads of questions going, oh, is it safe in Rio? It's like, fuck me. Like, it's just completely open, like wall to wall, like sun. So we'll show you some clips of that stuff coming up, and super excited. But get in touch with some coaching.
Cool guys, see you in the next one.
Ending.